Hi, Denmark. Good morning. Hi, Jenna. Jenna, I don't know if you're in the States or if, oh, are you in Bulgaria? Or are you here?
No, no, I'm in Maine.
You're in Maine.
Yeah,
Awesome. You can, good afternoon, of course, out there.
yeah.
Betty's in Maine. Are you in Maine, Betty?
Yeah, I am.
There you go. You can like high five through the window. Fantastic. Well, we are starting out. So, what came to mind here was that at the end of summer, this was just the weekend when I went to the market and I spoke to Joan, who owns One Straw, and I said, "Can I get a bushel? I'm ready. The time has come. Let's get." And she said, "No, but I'll sell you a flat. I'll sell you a flat of tomatoes, I'll sell you a flat of peppers, and I'll sell you a big box of garlic." And I found a perfect recipe of how I want to bring it all down. I'm going to put up 4 to 8 jars a week. I've got the whole plan. And I'm saving the best of summer so that I can smear it on my toast in winter, so that I can make it into something else, so that it can be soup and it can be sauce. And I was thinking about this in terms of longevity, that really what we're about right here is in the summer of our lives, and for some of us, the later summer of our lives, but still, we're traveling, we're visiting, we're exploring. There's still a sensation of expansion. There's more to come. And I see my mom at 91, and she went through 2 strokes, 2 brain surgeries, an infection of the central nervous system. And every time I see her, she's stronger, better, clearer, coming back more and more into the person that I knew. And so I'm watching this and I'm thinking about how longevity is a state of mind. It's a place that says, there's more here for me. There's going to be more at the market. There's going to be more to do. And I want to save that which is most important about right now. And for my mom at 91, the most important thing is being able to get up on her own, walk across the room, come back and sit down. Okay? And so, really, that's our fundamental physical ability. So, each morning, if you practice with me, you know this, each morning I read before we practice. And so, this is how I want you to set up to read. You have something you can sit on, it gives you a little bit of height. And you're going to sit a little bit cockeyed on it. So, if I sit on it, I'm going to tuck one hip under me. You know, if you've ever watched a 5-year-old and then they get into this little spot and then they can do Hot Wheels and they can do Legos and they're right in this place. So if there's tension in your hips and your knees, open it up. So it might look like this, right? As you make space, especially during the week, as you sit down, as you read a book, as you watch a movie tonight, sit this way, sit on the floor. And you can sit this way, you can wag around, you can kick it side to side, you can kind of fidget, that's fine. And maybe you can rock a little off your butt and come onto your foot. And what you're doing is you're opening the ankle. Because if your ankle is stuck, you won't be able to like open into the hip or the knee. And you won't be able to get up. Right? So our aspiration is that I can put my foot here, I can sit my butt back down, and I can get up and down without using my hands. This is the fundamental measure of mobility, and mobility is the fundamental necessity for our body as we age. Can I get up and down? And so as you're listening to me, hi, sit on one hip, fold one foot in, and you can keep moving it side to side, but this is like the half version of this, okay? So the most important, yes, the most important aspect of longevity. I went through 17 different books and they're all telling me to, eat only avocado at 3:15 in the afternoon when the moon is high. There's so much specificity that is completely impossible and irrational. The way you age and the way I age is completely different, except for the way that we think about it. The most important thing about aging is, how do I perceive myself as I get older? What does aging mean? And so I want you just for a second to put this into yogic terms. We're going to imagine we have the lower triangle of energy, the bottom three energies, and everything about the lower energy is me and my finite self and my mortal self, my blood, my bones, my taxes, my kids, my schedule, all right here. When you get to the heart, me becomes we. Why do we love? Because we realize there's more. We're connected to something else. And from that, we connect to everything. So the upper body energy is this antenna. And we come out of a sensation of isolation and we come into a connection. So at this point in our lives, we're coming to a state where we say, wow, it's not just about me. When I'm 23, it's 110% about me. But now I'm like, wow, look, your kids left for college too. I don't have to feel so alone about this. We're all experiencing this. So there's a we, and the we has a larger antenna than the me. So as I'm aging, I'm moving through that. I'm moving out of, this is about me. I need to weigh a certain amount. I need to look a certain amount. And it's like, wow, I have more patience. I have more perspective. I have more forgiveness. I have more ability to name the discomfort and to know how and where to reach out. I'm still expanding. So the mindset is the most important effect on your biomarkers, on your blood pressure, on your sex drive, on your heart rate. If you understand your progression into the next 20, 30, 40 years as one of expansion and wholeness, everything else will fall into place. So I'm going to read to you. You can shift around if you need to. We got two paragraphs here. On our best behavior, Elise Noonan, the introduction in the first chapter, just going to knock you down. So we're starting. She's talking about how the seven sins, the seven vices of Christianity really have inculcated themselves into us. And these are what she calls the tragic consequences. When we overlimit ourselves, we become complicit in denying ourselves a full existence. We force ourselves to lead narrow lives. We fear crossing a line we can't see. We don't want to be perceived as wanting too much or being too much. We equate self-control with worthiness. In worrying about everything we do not want to be, in suppressing our instincts and impulses out of fear or shame, in attempting to be quote unquote good, we've forgotten who we are. All special, all divine, all in our own individual ways. We've gone unconscious and oddly unnatural. We are so consumed with the doing and the not doing that we've forgotten how to be. We are so fixated on an authority out there, we're missing the miracles in here. All the moments that illuminate our connection to something bigger within ourselves. We are giving away our power and accepting exhaustion, resentment, despair, and disconnection instead. We deny ourselves joy, which is our rightful inheritance. And meanwhile, the world needs us just as we are. That's how we want to consider aging. I am coming more and more fully into who and how I am. Tune it in. Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. If it's new to you, just listen or hum along or join in as you're ready. I bow to all that is. I bow to all that I am. Inhale. Om Namo Guru Roll your wrists, roll your shoulders, come onto your back. Let's start on our backs. If you need to use your blanket to make a pad for your spine, set it up. Draw your knees into your chest as you lie back. A little bit side to side. So we're going to warm up with some simple movements, and then we'll come into our moon salutes and some postures, and then we'll drop into the Tibetans. Perfect. So the feet are bent, and then you press out to about 60 degrees, and then you draw your knees in. And you press out to about 60 degrees, and you bring it in. And you press. 5. Each time your knees come in, it's an exhale, like you're pressing the breath out. 3. 2. 1 more. You can lift your head and shoulders. Maybe there's a little bend. Put your palms down. Press, 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 press. So in Pilates, these are the hundreds. We're not doing 100. Now you can play with it. Maybe one leg. Maybe the other. So draw your navel to your spine like you have a seat belt across your low belly. Maybe both. And then play. Maybe you find that 60-degree angle. And the legs are creating a stability through the low back. You tuck your chin. You reach out through your fingertips. Kate, if you've hurt your neck, I want you to look at your toes, not between your legs. Go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Knees to chest. You'll roll up. Reach towards your feet. Open your heart. Open your feet. Go where you can. Draw back. Knees bend. Feet to the floor. Hands overhead. And then hips lifting like there's momentum. And roll it down. Nothing big. Hands to your shins. Roll yourself up. Reach out. Fold forward. Roll back. Lift your hips. Maybe you're going at a different pace. Maybe you're moving a little more swiftly. Bring it down. Roll it up. Maybe you don't put your hands on your shins. So as you find the movement, open up overhead. Roll down. Forward, inhale back. 3. Rolling back, opening up. 2. Doesn't need to be big. And roll back. Good. And then hands to shins. Open your right hand, keep hold of the left. And then change. So now there's a little more space in the front of the body and the back of the body. Moving from the navel. Just for 5. Yeah. And 4. Now you can keep this just like this, or hold the back of your leg and let the leg extend, or lift your head, shoulders, and we'll go 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Good. Draw your knees to your chest, roll up, widen your heels. And reach your left hand inside your right foot, and then your right hand inside your left foot, and begin to lengthen out. So what we're finding here is the outer hip, the outer waist, and we are folding, and we're finding the back of the leg. So see what's sticky today. And as you stay with it, be kind and simple. Settle into the pace that your body appreciates, that you're never hurrying yourself. 5, 4, 3. I'm finding my outer shoulder, my outer hip. 2. 1 more. Good. Shake your feet side to side and your knees up and down. Interlace your fingers and stir. And if your knees are bent, awesome. It looks like this. Opening through the upper back, opening through the feet and the chest. So one of the most important aspects here is that when we start moving, we feel our energy is activated. Reverse your direction. We stir ourselves up. All the sediment can move around. And it starts to clear our perception. 3. I can do that. I didn't think I could, but I can. 2. Good. 1 more. Good. And you're going to bring it back onto the floor. Arms wide. And you'll drop your knees towards the right side. Up into the center, and then you'll drop your knees towards the left side. And you just find a little bit of a rocking. And it can be very, very small. Just for 3. And for 2. So that we're getting into the spine. Put your feet up as you can. Maybe the knees are bent. And keeping your feet together, you make a circle. A little forward, a little left, a little back, a little right. And maybe the legs are extended. And you put together the forward, the back, the left, and the right. 3, 2, and you reverse direction. 3 and 2. Good. And 1. And knees to your chest. And roll back up. So we're getting a little more strength at the low belly. Sit on the edge of your blanket. If you have blocks, we will use them on either side. If you don't have blocks, imagine you have blocks. Put your hands behind you, lift your heart. So the legs stay firm. Sit your left thigh down into the floor, raise your right foot, and then bring it up over the block. Tap your heel. Bring it up and sit it down. Press your right thigh down. The more you press your right, the more easily the left will move. Now notice if it's from the little crease in the hips and then it feels like a little pinch and it feels cranky. You just warmed up the whole front 4 layers of your abdominal muscles. See if you can use the whole of the center of the point of your navel right behind your belly button, right? 3, 2, good. We'll build on these. And 1. So again, these are the muscles that get us up and down, that sit us tall. So set your blocks aside, heels wide, knees side to side, and just loosen what you've done. And we'll reach the left hand across, and then we'll reach the right hand across, side to side. Opening the inner hip, opening the shoulder. See if you can begin to make a great circle with your arm and the legs just following that circle. Up and out of the belly, up and out of the chest, up and out of the hips, 1 more each side. And we'll bring it into our salutes and just feel how now we can move from our center. So moon salutes. Find your child's pose, wag your tail, settle it back. Take your hands back, lift your heart, lift your hands, lift your gaze. Kate, keep looking forward. So if you have any neck issues, don't lift your gaze. Sweep wide, fold down, and draw yourself through. A little rock on your belly, a little length after the work we did of contraction. One more. So that we can find our downward facing dog. Walk your dog. Open your feet. Take time from the balls of your feet to the tips of your toes, from the balls of the feet along the outer edge to the heel, how the heel opens the back of the knee. The back of the knee opens the opposite side ribs. Good. Right foot steps up, finding a lunge, and the left knee down and the hands up high. Oh, we put it together, hands down and step up. Sweep wide, sit down, thumbs up, heart up, stand up. And then fold down. Right foot back, right knee down, hands high. And down. Find your breathing and deepen in. Good. High plank and to the floor. Widen your feet and a little opening and roll down. Opening and roll down. And child's pose, toes together, folding back, folding. Rising up. Remember the reading, how we began, the ways that we limit ourselves. I want you to take that understanding, draw forward, and move without those limits. Without trying to do it right, or do it for me, or do it for your parents, or your kids, or your dog. Press back, dog. And the left steps up. And we just start to move with a little more curiosity. And down, not for the grade, not because we'll get a reward. Moving because we're moving, because we're made to move. Stand up and fold down and let the reward be your own. No one can tell you why this matters, but it does. And down, bring that into your body. Down dog, wag your tail, 5. Wag your tail, 4. Wag your tail, 3. Keep moving, keep moving. Hips side to side. Good. Hands, knees, child's pose. So we'll sit it, we'll slide everything together. And as we do, move without trying to be good or right or held back in any way. Rise up, inhale. Fold down. Draw through. Peel open. Rock it out. All of the anxiety in your belly. Move it around. Down dog. Walk your dog. Open your feet. Give yourself permission. Step your right foot forward. You're the authority. Smile and rise and fold. Stepping up. Sweeping wide. Standing tall and down. Right foot. Right knee. Hands high and down. Down dog. A breath. High plank to the floor. Open it up. Roll it out. Come undone. Child's pose. Fold it back. Wag it out. And draw back. Hands high. In and up and down. Last time. Just smoothing out. Moving. Moving. It's Monday. Press back. Dog. Left foot. right knee. Smile it up. Fold it down. Stepping up. Rise. Inhale. Out and down. Stepping back. Knee down and hands high. Fold to dog. Wag the dog. And we get unstuck. We get out of yesterday. We get out of the mentality that there's some way we're supposed to be or some way we're supposed to be doing it. Oh, my love, how grand you are, just like this, just as you are. High plank, bring it down, belly down. Open it up. Oh, open it up. Fold back. Wag your tail. Wag your tail. Down dog. Lift your right foot high. Keep your knees soft. And just press into both feet and let your knees bend and press. And a little bend and a little press. You step your right foot up into warrior two. So sweep open. And just find your feet here. As you reverse, straighten your front leg, wag your tail, bring it up. Shake out the front knee a little bit, nothing sticky. Hands wide. Bending the knee, broaden the pelvis, broaden the arms, elbow to thigh. From your left hip to your left heel, plug in, opening. And then reverse again through the warrior two, going back, straighten the front leg, wag it out, reach it out. And through warrior two, bring it back down, elbow to thigh, plug in. From your left hip to your left heel, three, stay right there. And let it change. Two. We are designed to adapt, and in the adaptation, there's information. And set it down. Step back. Dog. High plank. And to the floor. Wag your tail. Walk your thighs back. Wrap your elbows in. And gently just peel up, finding your Cobra 3. Settle quietly into the thighs, into the pelvis. 2. Lengthening rather than going up, drawing your navel forward. Be willing to go up and down. That going down isn't going back. And look to the left. And down dog. We can think that going forward is the only direction. That going up, that doing better is the only option, and everything else is failure. Lift your left heel. And so maybe both legs straight feels right. And instead, break right and bend. And press. Open the navel. And bend and press and play. Come in and out. This mindset of exploration, that there's no finite destination. Left foot steps up. That's what will keep us going. Open it wide. So my pelvis is broad, my chest is broad, my hands are wide. And reverse. Straighten your front leg. I'll give you a little more space. Wag your tail. And from the right hip to the right heel, that's your anchor, warrior two. And elbow to thigh. Keep that anchor and let it develop. Now from your right hip to your right shoulder to your right hand. Move right hand back, warrior two, becoming fluid, lifting up, opening up, smiling up, and then widening down. And elbow to thigh. And be changed. And set it down. And high plank. And bring it to the floor. And widen your feet and elbows in and bring your feet together and open it up and bring it together. And each time you open your legs, straighten them more clearly, more fully. And then keeping them straight, you bring them together. Ha. And they zip together and you keep them together and drop your thighs. Open the heart, heart forward, heart forward, heart forward, down dog. Take it back. And walk your dog. And walk your dog. So the lines of the limbs can become clear. Walk your feet towards your hands. Find your strap and then sit your seat down and reach your heart up. Right, so we'll go one more. As you take your strap, take it up and over, and it's long enough that you can go overhead. So the 5 Tibetans, the first one will be spinning so that our balance and our relationship to our inner ear can be one that is peaceful and calm. And then we strengthen the navel with the second. And then we open the front body and the chest with the third, coming up through the front of the body. And then we open across the collarbones and the arms, coming up to the throat. And then we move from down dog to up dog. And we flow. And so it's this simple progression through the body. Take your hands behind you and wrap them a little bit one time. And then feet stay wide. Widen them a little more, knees soft. Fold down and gently hands overhead. Open the chest. Bend your left knee. Let it straighten. Bend the right knee. Let it straighten. Right down the middle. So to come out, you drop your hands to your hips and you bend your knees and you drop your seat to lift your heart to stand up tall. And you pause. And we'll do that 2 more times. We'll fold over, we'll move to the left, we'll move to the right, we'll find the center, we'll stand up. So knees soft, sit it back, fold it over. There's the middle. Bend to the left. Keep your breathing open. Find center. Bend to the right. Find the center. Hands to your hips. Tail back, heart high, stand up. Pause. So in the inversion of that pose, when we come back up, we're learning that it's okay. We're not going to fall over. It's a shift of blood pressure. It's important to challenge that. Sit back, right? Fold over. So we're in an inversion here. The head is below the heart. Bend right this time. Stand in the left outer foot. Center. Bend left. Stand in the right outer foot. And center. Hands to your hips, take your tail back. Your knees stay back. Press down to rise tall. And notice, let your head, the little rush, a free buzz, steady yourself. Good. So we put it all together in this one action that helps us sit up, stand up. Right? We've done it before. Hands to dog. Oh, there's so much more space. There's my dog. Good morning. Right foot steps up. I'm outside my right hand and I turn my right toes out to the side. I reach my right hand out and I bring my left shin to sit the way we warmed up when I was reading. Good. So rock forward, reach right, step left back, and right hand down, down dog. Excellent. Left foot outside of the left hand. Turn the toes out, Reach the left hand out. Bring your right knee in. Sit down. Now, when I'm moving the right leg, I'm lifting my navel. So reach the left hand out, lift my belly up. From my belly, extend my foot, set it down, bring it back. Here we go. Right foot, turn it out, reach right, left knee in, sit it down. Reach out, lift up, hand down, down dog. Left foot, turn it out, left hand, right knee, sit it down. Lift up, reach back, down dog, press back. So now you can play right foot, reach out, bring it in, sit it down. Lift up, reach it back, hand down. See if you can float your foot back. Left foot, turn it out, reach out, bring it in. Now, can you float your right foot? Footabe. Down dog. So there's your homework. Play with that. And that will build your ability to get up and get down. Walk your feet forward. Sit your hips down, hands to your hips, stand up tall. So much of this is going to be about going down and coming up. Shake it out. Free buzz, right? We go into the Tibetans. We are ready. We are ready. We'll do 9 today. We'll do 11 tomorrow, working up to 21 on Friday. Arms wide. You look to the right and you turn to the right. So that's 1. And that's 2. Put your gaze on your middle finger and be steady. 3. If it's already throwing you off, slow it down. 4, 5. Open your navel. Open your chest. 7, 8. One more. And then you'll pause. Bring your palms together now. Set your gaze at your fingertips and deepen your breathing. And the hint of a smile, encouragement. You come back. One more. Knees soft, hug your heels, navel to spine. I am this steady, steady soul. Adults, elders fall. The inner ear fluid thickens as we age, and it makes this feel worse. And then we don't have proprioception, and then we fall, and then this breaks, and now it's just a cascade. So let's start by causing ourselves to be dizzy and realizing that we can stay steady. Come down to the floor. Knees to the chest. Just as we warmed up, lift your feet high and your palms flat. Down to the floor and lifting up. So start with the bended knees. Hands down, feet down. Inhaling up, exhaling down. Or feet straight. Or arms wide. Inhaling. Inhaling here, exhaling down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Knees bend, hands down. your low back allows, let your legs go out and just notice 3 breaths into the belly. Light, the fire, the tapas, the zeal, the excitement for the day. Knees to your chest. Make your way up and over. If you like, pad your knees because you'll be kneeling. So, Kate, this is where you keep your hips on your heels. If need be, if you have injury through the neck, then I would say sit on a block, sit on your heels, and move here. If you have severe injury through your neck, I want you to put your hands on the side of your head like you're putting yourself in a neck collar. And as you move, your hands stabilize your head. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Okay? Or knees down, toes under, hands to hips. We've done this before. Lifting up, rolling down. Inhaling open, exhaling down. And I'm looking to feel an opening through the whole front surface of my body, rolling my elbows back, allowing my hips to come forward. Inhale, open, exhale, down. That's option 1. Or option 2, hands to the backs of the thighs, chest is broad. Now we count. 9, 4, 3, 2, 1. Child's pose. Cross your hands. Put your forehead on your hands. If you need to, use a block, or if you prefer, hands down, hips back, head down, or even in a hands and knees. If you were holding your head, just rest upright. 3 breaths. Walk yourself up. And you'll come to sit with your feet in front of you. Again, I've incorporated aspects of these so they're not new to you. Bend your elbows, fingers point forward, loosen your elbows wide and like you're flapping. Elbows gather in, heart comes up. Good. Round it, loosen it. Elbows in, heart up, hips up, a little forward, a little back. Right? Hips up, a little forward, a little back. You're opening through the chest, the shoulders, and the arms. Hips back, navel to spine, hips up. So maybe you're moving to tabletop. And that's where we'll go today. We'll build it out tomorrow. 9, 8, 7, 2, 1 more. Set it down and lay it down. Palms open, arms wide. You're moving energy higher around the heart, around the throat, around the head. The energy of truth. I'm not alone. I am not only bones and blood. The self-mastery, the trust. Knees to your chest, roll it up, roll it over. Child's pose. So most modified, hips back. Good. Roll up, put your thighs to the floor, take your heart forward. Inhale here. My mistake. Exhale forward and inhale back. Because what will happen is as you tuck your toes and find a dog, knees bent, so a bent knee dog, and then rocking forward. So the full pose is drawing the heart through to an upward facing dog. And what's important is to honor your low back and only drop your hips to the amount that it serves your body. We'll go now. 9. Knees bend as you go back. Heart comes up as you come forward. Inhale back. Exhale forward. One time. And again, folding back to child. Rising up. Everything about the 5 Tibetans is preparing us to breathe differently. You may fold back into your Shavasana, resting open. Or you may build a seat and we'll use what we've made physiologically and we'll light it up and then we'll balance it. And that stabilizes the mind, the experience of ourselves, not just the experience of our body, but our perceptions. So choose either breath or Shavasana. And then we start with the breath of fire just for 2 minutes. You'll open your mouth. You start a whisper of ha, feeling the diaphragm moving up and down. Close your mouth, out your nose, close your eyes, steady on. Keep it going. Hands up high. Fold your fingers in, your thumb apart. Let your body move as you keep breathing. Breath of fire, steady in, steady out. Readjust around it. Shift your spine, shift your shoulders. Open your arms. You've got 10 seconds. It's a clarifying breath, like washing your hands. That internally, you are reorganizing your energy. 5, 4, 3, 2. Inhale, bring it up. 3 more sips. Little wriggle, up, 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 up. Open your hands, hook your thumbs. And then widen down as you breathe all the way out. A breath in, smooth and slow. And a breath out, smooth and slow. Raise your right hand. Good. Fold the first 2 fingers in. Use your right hand at the eye corner. Take your thumb down to just where the edge of the bone on the right side ends. Close the nostril there with the tip of your thumb and breathe in left, 2, 3, 4. Close both sides. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Out right, 2, 3, 4. Pause both. In right. Pause both. Heart up, chin lightly in. Out left. Pause both. Heart up, chin in. Hand down, a normal breath. And all the way out. Smooth it out, breathing in. Breathing out. Breath of fire, 30 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2. Good. Right hand up. Close the right side. Breathe in left. Pause both. 2, 3, 4. Out right. 2, 3, 4. Pause both. 2, 3, 4. In right. Pause both. Out left. Pause both. Breathing in both. Out both. Let go, let go. Be rearranged. Inhale and exhale. Noticing, building a gathering of your energy, of your inner resources. Last cycle, 30 seconds, breath of fire, eyes closed. Three, two, one. Close right, breathe in left. Pause both, heart high, rising up through the spine. Out right. Pause empty. 2, 3, 4. In right. Pause both, heart up, body full, softening. Out left. Close both, pause. in both, out both. Normal breathing, eyes closed, notice. The more time I have in this life, the more familiarity I have with myself. And as I am familiar with myself, good morning, the quirks, the peculiarities that are only mine, I can be loving. The more time I have to understand that I am in my perfection, the deeper a relationship I can have, the more forgiveness, the more encouragement, the more chances to start again. My life remains expansive. I am expanding. My awareness is growing. I am stable and steady, engaged and alive. Sweep wide, reach high, gather it in. Palms together, all the way down. Inhale, open. And bring it in. Thumbs to the forehead center. We close with a long sat, short nam. I am this. Inhale. Sa. Nam. Sat Nam, I see myself. Namaste. I see you. So think of day one as the first Tibetan, spinning ourselves around. And then we stop for a minute in the middle of the afternoon and we're like, whoa, what's happening? Put your palms together. Look at your fingertips. Breathe slowly and remember this state of stable expansion. This is what we harvest. This is the preserves. This is what we put in the freezer to find later in the afternoon to spread it all over our toast. So think of it. When you get yourself spinning, when you get yourself worked up, there's a center waiting for you. It's not anything external. All of this is yours. And it's not because you should or you have to or you're a failure if not. It's just available. And so we grow. I'll be back tomorrow and we'll talk about fire, tapas, zeal, fortitude, because that's necessary to keep us going. Stay on if you have questions, or I will see you tomorrow. The replay link will be up on the homepage, up on YouTube, and I will see you soon.
Martha.
Yes, ma'am. Tell me.
Thank you. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Any questions?
Thank you.
Especially on any of the postures of the Tibetans. We went really slowly today. All good?
I have a question. When we were
Mhm.
putting our legs over the blocks, my quad just seized up every time. Like I kept on doing it, but it just kept on seizing, and I relax it, but it just kept on seizing over and over again. And I didn't know if there was a release
So
for.
right, what might be happening, hard but nice, awesome, Dr. that that action means that you're using you're relying on just your legs to do that work. And the more that we build into the navel, the more that you build into like the greater access to the way that your back and your front and your sides are designed to move your legs. We have been sitting, so we've kind of cut ourselves off. And so we move the leg just from the quadricep. Now, as you can develop, like when we do the circles with the feet together, like how all of you moves your leg, use your whole body, use your breathing, inhale it up and exhale it down. And you'll begin to feel that the hamstring works, that the back works. That's why we're giving you the option to isolate that, which is kind of a cheat. And then you can begin to decide, I'm going to use more. Go more slowly and put a little more tension in your leg so that it's like one big piece, and ask your mid body to pick it up and move it over. Right? So I could do that from my shoulder, from right here, or I could do it from the whole of my back. I could do it from my belly. I could move my arm, right? Or I could just kind of get all soft and just move. And when I move it here, it hurts my neck, right? But when I'm engaged top to bottom, that movement is coming from my navel. And that's what we're going to do. That's what we're isolating in the legs there. Yeah, that will avoid injury later, right? If we can use all of us, then we have a lot more to go. Yeah, Jordan.
Yeah, when we were spinning, like, just circling around, not spinning, but circling, did we go both directions or just one way?
No, you go to the right. You put your arms out, you look to the right, and you go to the right. When you
Okay.
go to the right. Yep.
Okay,
So that
thanks.
you're going clockwise.
Okay.
And as you go, as you continue, you are the fluid of your inner ear. It's like you're stirring a cup. And when we're
Oh,
little, when you were little and you would do that in a field and you'd spin around and then you'd close your eyes and then you'd collapse to the ground, and you thought it was the
yeah,
funniest thing in the world. When you're young, the fluid in your ear is very liquid, very viscous, right? So it really moves around, and we can throw ourselves around. It's really fun, and it settles quite quickly. As we get older, like most things in us, it thickens. And so it's like it feels like you're like the world is stuck over here, and you're like, oh, and it takes longer. If you can keep moving that inner ear fluid, it stays thinner. It's
hmm,
our own inactivity that thickens. So the
gotcha.
more we can spin ourselves, I started and I hated that. It made me feel like I was going to throw up. And I felt like I was going to fall down. And the more that I do it, the quicker it settles, the more my nervous system is like, oh, I got this. It's not dangerous. So that familiarity is changing our response to disorder.
Cool.
Yeah,
Thanks.
so there's lots going on in the spinning that's basically helping us to set a different response in our minds and in our nervous systems. And then we're less likely to fall down, either emotionally or physically, to get upset in the afternoon, like, why isn't this working, right? Oh, I'm spinning. So
Thank
that's
you.
where that comes from. Yeah, for sure.
That was great.
Yeah,
You did this
it'll
practice
it'll.
years ago. You did the 5
We did it.
Tibetans years ago, like
Hmm.
2017 or so.
You're welcome, Naomi. Yes. And there are pieces. I use parts of it. I pull out little bits of it and I put it in and out. Um, but if you are traveling, or if you just have about 12 minutes, is what it takes to do all of it, starting to do that even twice a week as you get older that little bit of starting there will change the way you breathe, and changing the way you breathe, we'll talk about it tomorrow, will change your immune function primarily. It changes the way, the length of your cell life, changes the telomere, the depth of breath. And so when we get rounded down, the diaphragm then encounters the inner organs and it can't breathe as well. So sit up, open it up, but the sitting up takes strength, it takes opening. That's everything that we're building. So you see older people who are upright and riding their bikes and voting and like digging in the garden. All of that is supported by these 5 simple movements. So that's why we want to kind of bring them together. On Friday, I'll post up just a 15-minute practice that you can use anytime that are just those 5 without all the rest of the warm-up.
I love the warm-up though.
When I try to do the Tibetans straight out, and also the first time I was taught it, I was taught by an older gentleman, and the man could move so fast. Every move was so fast. I hurt my shoulders, I hurt my back, and I was like, ha. And so slowing it down, coming into it a little at a time, preparing ourselves, really you start to feel the energy of what they provide instead of just the physicality.
Yeah.
So that's what we're up to.
Thank you.
Awesome. You are welcome. I will see you tomorrow.
Thank you.
You're welcome.